Hello and welcome to day 8 of my daily tarot ramble about tarot and life. And in the video I made yesterday, I made a list of all the decks I haven't used yet in the decluttering challenge I'm doing, and I asked people to say if there was any of the decks in the list that they wanted to see or anything, but that won't have happened yet. So in the meantime, I had a look through my decks and I decided I was going to use this Poets Tarot by the Two Sylvia's Press, which I've tried to use before but has never worked out. So yeah, we'll just see how it goes. I did speak about it last week. I've had it a few years. I got it when it was first released, and it's by the Two Sylvia's Press. And because I do a lot of writing as well, I used to follow them. They had a blog, and I think they might have even had a podcast. I followed these people, and when they released the tarot deck, because I'm a poet. I am a poet. This was just meant for me, except not really. When I didn't really see the cards, I just ordered it straight away without really looking much at the cards. So it's slightly different to a traditional tarot. It only has 70 cards for a start. They cut out the pages and the queens. The 4 suits have been renamed, so the cups are now muses, and the wands are what are the wands? Creation. And then, but the swords are called mentors, which makes sense, which is revision. And then the pentacles are letterpresses, which is completion. And the Major Arcana are all poets. So you chose British and American poets. The poetry had to be written in English. It tells you all the way they chose it. Half men, half women, mainly from the 20th century, but they have got some older ones. Yeah, so it tells you about the poets, really. I haven't used this deck a lot, and I don't know it very well. I can remember that 3 cards I can remember are E. Cummins is Fool, and Sylvia Plath is the Moon, and W.B. Yeats is the Death card. It has poets whose work I don't know, some of the American poets. The thing I have, I've got this phobia. I spoke about it in the other video when I briefly mentioned it. Decks I don't use because I've got something against them, and sometimes it's just one card. But with this deck, it's the suit with the quills, because they're really realistic photographs. And when I even touching this deck gives me the shivers. So I'm being very, very brave here. I've got another deck that's got a suit, and I think they're actually called the F word, Feathers. I can't say the word, it's a real phobia. But they're drawings, like more hand-drawn. It's a Wanderer's Tarot. And I don't have a problem with that, but this one is... I don't even want to show you one. The photographs are kind of close up and just so, and even holding it makes me cringe a bit. So I'm going to see how I go. I've tried to use it before in this challenge, my decluttering challenge, and 3 times I think I've had to put it back. So I'll see how I get on. But if I don't like it, I'll just stop using it, and then it will have to find another home, which is a shame. But there's no point in me having it if I don't use it. I'll just do a quick more shuffle. Oh, I just don't want to hold it. Right, okay. So what's the date today? A bit more. I'll do my cup. Right, okay. I want to get this. I know this is so weird. I can't. It's just what it is. So 1, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got the number 13. And this is the bag I made. The deck didn't come with a bag or a box. I made this years ago, actually, for my iPhone. I think I made it for my iPhone 4. So it's a very old bag I made. Get them in there out of the way. Right, put those in as well. So we have Death with W.B. Yeats, which is one of my favourite poets, so that is very cool. Right, hang on a minute, I'll be back. I have another tarot deck which features the work of William Butler Yeats, and that is the Stolen Child Tarot, and I've just been and got it out. It was by Monica Knighton. So this is how it was wrapped. I kept it like this. It was just hand done into this little folder thing. No big box or anything like that. And that's and this was like a hand painted, like it's really like hand printed. It feels on like really nice artist canvasy paper. And there we go. It's a Stolen Child Tarot, but it's a Majors Only deck by Monica Knighton. She did the Rabbit Tarot and the Tarat and the Badger's Forest Tarot. I love those decks. I really do. They're very simple. I love their artwork. But this one is based on the poem by William Butler Yeats called The Stolen Child, and that's the one about the Stolen Child. Here we go. I know the chorus, but I don't know. Come with me, O human child. I know that it says the world's more full of weeping than we will understand. But where dips the rocky highland of sleuth-like wood in the lake, there lies a leafy island where flapping herons wake. The drowsy water rats, there we've hid our fairy vats, full of berries and of reddest stolen cherries. Come away, O human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than you can understand. Where the wave of moonlight glosses the dim grey sands with light, far off by furthest rosses we foot it all the night, weaving olden dances, mingling hands and mingling glances, till the moon has taken flight. To and fro we leap and chase the frothy bubbles, while the world is full of troubles and is anxious in its sleep. Oh, beautiful. Come away, O human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than you can understand. Where the wandering water gushes from the hills above Glencar, in pools among the rushes that scarce could bathe a star, we seek for slumbering trout, and whisper in their ears, give them unquiet dreams, leaning softly out from the ferns that drop their tears over the young streams. Come away, O human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than you can understand. The way with us he's going, the solemn-eyed, he'll hear no more the lowing of the calves on the warm hillside, or the kettle on the hob sing peace into his breast, or see the brown mice bob round and round the oatmeal chest. For he comes, the human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than he can understand. Oh my goodness, that's very sad, isn't it? So that's one of my old, I've got a lot of poetry books because I do like Yeats. I've got another one somewhere, a little one. So my favourite Yeats poem is the one about, I did an embroidered of it. I'll have to find it and see if I've still got it. Most of my work I've given to my children because I don't like keeping stuff I've done for some reason. But the one had I the heavens embroidered cloths enwrought with golden and silver light, the blue and the dim and the dark cloths of night and light and the half-light, I would spread the cloths under your feet, but I being poor have only my dreams. Tread softly, for you tread on my dreams. So anyway, we're actually looking at the Poet's Tarot. Look at me, how I can get away from the thing I don't want to do. And I'm going to put the Stolen Child away because that might come out another time. And I did choose an Oracle deck too. Well, the Oracle deck found me actually. It was when I was looking for something, and I found this little pile of decks that were in my get rid of pile, but they hadn't even actually been into the challenge, the decluttering thing. I hadn't even looked at them. I just decided without looking they were going. So because I found a couple out of that pile in the past that I wasn't going to look at, that have been real gems, I have to be a bit more careful. That's the thing about decluttering. You can be really gung-ho, and I have got rid of some things I really regret. So let's see what it says about Yeats and why they chose him for the death card, number 13. So Yeats was an Irish poet, you know that. William Butler Yeats. What is past or passing or to come? The writing career of William Butler Yeats is characterised by his dramatic transformation from a romantic poet of the Victorian era to a modernist icon of the 20th century. The early poetry of Yeats is influenced by folklore and mythological themes. That's true, yeah, while his later work is politically and socially charged. I like the earlier stuff. Yeats calls you to look at ends and beginnings, transitions, limitations and possibilities. Now is the time to clean and purge your creative space of all unnecessary items and clutter. Bloody hell. Oh my God, this is crazy. It's like the witches have got their brooms and they're still there with us. Delete old files from the computer folders that house your poetry or artwork. When an exciting opportunity arises, reflect on the personal obstacles that keep you from running toward it with open arms. In Yeats' twilight years, he transformed his poetry yet again as he infused it with its esoteric studies of Eastern philosophy and metaphysics. I think Yeats was in the Golden Dawn, actually. Yeats came to believe that death was simply another step in his transformational process. This card inspires you to finally let go of old baggage both within and without. Open the windows, prune the dead word and move forward. And again, it's a bit like the eclipse. Ask yourself, when is the last time I experimented with a new or challenging poetry form? Do I have poems or other writings scattered about that could be organised into a manuscript? In what new direction do I see my writing or artwork developing and moving? Well, I absolutely do have things like that. Lots and lots and lots. I've written. So this is, and that is a wonderful, now you see, I was going to get rid of it, but now I've read that, maybe I could just make it take out the 12 cards I don't like, and then it would be a 68 card deck, no, a 58 card deck, because I loved that. I really did like that death card, and it's a shame that I haven't looked at the deck more because of the issue I have. Okay, I'll show you what I mean. I'll find one without looking at it too closely. Let's have a look. Ooh, see, I shivered. So here's one there. No, you probably won't be able to see that. They're not even like the curly what's it quills. Oh, no, here we go. This is a good example. Can you see what I have a problem with? That's why I find it hard to use this deck, because the photograph is just so realistic and unnecessary to Sylvia's press. So, and then there's the 6 there, which I don't know if you can see. I don't even want to touch it. So this is my problem. But honestly, the Yeats card was amazing. So maybe I could do something with this and banish the things I don't want. Right, that is going back in there. Yeats can stay out because he's acceptable. More than acceptable. So that's the tarot card. Now the Oracle deck that bounced out at me, which I totally forgot about, and that was in that pile, was this one, Wisdom of the House of Night by Colette Baron Reid and PC Cast. So I thought I'd give it a look and see what we get. So what does it say on the back? Again, this is a deck I've probably used. I have used it. I know I've used it. Turn to the wisdom of the House of Night when you're wondering, what do I do in this situation? What can I expect from my relationship? What will result from my next action? Ask Nyx your question, select a card and use the enclosed guidebook to interpret her message. Okay. So I think the reason I didn't like the deck, I don't like the artwork particularly. Okay. If I did keep this deck, I would have to round the corners. I really dislike square corner decks. I don't like them at all. Sharp, pointy corners. 3. That'll do. So 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These shiny cards stick together. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Chaos. See, the reason I don't like cards like these is they just look kind of pretty cheap and nasty. It's actually, if I bought this deck today, which I wouldn't, I might have even got it in a trade, because I've got some decks that I wouldn't have bought, and they came, and this is definitely one of them. They came as part of a trade when I used to do the tarot bags, and it's unsatisfying. It's got really uneven borders. I don't know if you can see that, and this is crooked. It's just really bad, and that distresses me. I don't like seeing things like that. Look at that. That is not good. And the horrible sharp corners and all this crap and muck around the outside, and what is it? Who designed this? They just no design. My first job or study when I very first left college, because I did a degree in graphic design. I already had this built-in aesthetic thing, but once you've done that, you cannot deal with stuff like this, you know. Okay, well, look at the book, just in case. I mean, I could chop those borders off and straighten them up, which I would have to if I kept it. I'd actually probably cut it right down, maybe. If you like this deck, I'm really, really sorry. I have to speak my truth. That's all I can do. I know the writer and the artist have very little say in things, usually. They just want to get their stuff out there. But if it was me, I would say no. Chaos. A storm is brewing, and misunderstandings are all too common as chaos swirls around your life right now. My child, you have nothing to fear. I am here to remind you that after a storm, the air is cleared and life will begin again, even better than before. It's like the death card. The silly thing is, if you refuse to take shelter, you will get soaked, and you may have to repair a lot of damage. Oh my God, that's burnout. That happened to me recently. If you created the chaos, you'll have to clean it up. But if others are the cause, you must step out of it and wait out the storm. That is something I need to learn. You will be glad you did. A good thing to say to yourself is no drama. Oh, I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. I'll give it another day. Yeah, I think the chaos was in trying to make this video and come into this room, and it's been stressful. You can probably hear it in my voice. I'm not like I usually am. In fact, you know, the voice in me will say, don't post that video because you sound awful. But, you know, I'm going to do it anyway, because the whole point is to just be me. But I am very thankful that you're here. And I will give both these decks another day. As I said, I'm kind of going to decide what to do with the Poets Tarot, because I really did love that reading for Yeats. I will look for the other Monica Knighton Tarot. The original one had no guidebook or anything. It just had the cards. Well, we may as well have a quick look at them. While I'm here, let's end in a good note and cheer up the night. So then that must obviously be the Fool, I guess. And then we've got the Magician. So that would be the High Priestess. The Empress. The Emperor. I love that one. Oh, these are really nice cards, aren't they? They're very beautiful. What are we going to have for the Hierophant? Oh, that was like the Alice in Wonderland. Not a stork, is it? It's a heron. So where do we get to? So the heron was a Hierophant. So these are the lovers. They're pretty crazy. If I put these too close to the camera, the light goes weird. You won't be able to see them. So I hope you can see. Very Alice in Wonderland, isn't it? So this must be Justice. He's holding. Oh no, it's an F. He's holding an F word. Oh, I see what he's got. He's weighing up the gold and the thing, you know. God, they're haunting me tonight, aren't they? The Hermit's lovely. I really like that card. And what have we got for the wheel? I do know what it is, I just can't think. Probably come across it. Oh, that's a very dark card. So that's Strength. That's a bison or something. It's very dark. Even if the light's bad, it's a very dark card. You can't make it up much. And this would be the Hanged Man, a squirrel, like a tree, green man, tree root, hanged man. And then this is the Death card, probably a raven, isn't it? The Death Cap. That's a nice temperance card, isn't it? I like that. the devil. Here's the tower beavers. Oh, that's pretty cute. And the woodpecker. And the star. We've got a little starfish. Oh, the moon's beautiful. And there's the sun. We have got the naked baby. Wow, that's pretty cool, isn't it? It's probably one of the nicest judgment cards I've ever seen. Transformation. Being like a bit born again. They are amazing. Monarch butterfly is a big thing of mine. Incredible. There's a video of one of mine emerging that I made, and I put it up on my channel. And do you know, the monarch butterflies are incredible. They go in 30 days. They go from an egg that you can very barely see the size of a pinhead to this. And they spend 2 weeks in the chrysalis, and during those 2 weeks they turn into goo, they turn into green goo, and they reform as a butterfly. Wow. And we think we're clever and we have technology. It's just, nature's a miracle. It's incredible. And there's the world. Well, that is beautiful. So I've turned it around, you know. I'm happy now because I've seen that beautiful butterfly card and looked at these lovelies. So if I find a full deck, I will share it with you. Maybe that will be the one we'll be using instead of the one that I can't use. Or maybe I can just use one seat out of that deck. Why not, you know? Sorry for moaning about the crooked cards and for telling you about my fears and shiveriness, and you think, oh, what the hell, just chuck the deck. If you don't like it, don't bloody use it. But it's Poets Tarot, you know. I wanted to have that deck, and so I've got to give it a chance. Right, thank you for listening. And the other reason I chose the Poets Tarot was because Jamie asked about fountain pens, and I was going to, you know, bring in the pens and ink to go with the quills on the back of the card. So we will try and persevere. Maybe I'll have a solution. I could just create another suit of those cards, maybe. Okay. Thank you very much for putting up with me. Bye.